So this video, I'm going to explain the assignment due date document. This is where you clicked here, and this is the link that you can get all your dates for your assignment due dates. Now I want to go ahead and put this out there. I know this is for it says up here Math 171.5, but this is a generic video for all my classes. This is usually the setup, the way it's going to go for if you take a online course, a virtual course, Math 121, Math 143. Doesn't matter. All my assignment due dates, the way it's structured is set up exactly the same way. Now the assignments and materials are all different for every class, so please don't pay no attention to the material inside of it. What you need to focus on is just the structure and how I want the classes to go. So the first thing before we click on this, just understand that because this document is available, please do not send me emails or text messages asking me when something is due. If you're confused about something, that's fine. You can send me any kind of information about something that's confused. I pretty much have everything set up where this document and everything in my lab math is exactly the same as far as dates, but there could, I'm a human. Some things can be messed up. I usually double check everything to make sure. But if it does have something you may have, if you're talking about confusion, let me know and I can answer that. But if you're asking me when something is due, that is where I need everybody to come and click on this document, and this will pull up. So once again, I repeat, please don't pay any of mine to the actual class. I'm just explaining the actual the setup of what's going to happen for every student that is instructed under Mr. Hanson. So here is the tendency. All my online classes, I'm taking it online. All assignments will be open on Monday, and then they will be due on Sunday at 11:59 p.m. Well, midnight, we'll say. So you have 7 days to work on all your assignments when they open up and they close. That includes tests, that includes homework, quizzes, whatever that may case be. There is no penalty for homework assignments in my lab's math. So if you have an assignment that is due on, just say for instance, for this particular class, section 2.2 is due on August the 29th. There is no penalty if you decide to work on that assignment after the due date. So any homework assignments, let me repeat this, any homework assignments, there is no penalty for you to work on assignments after the due date. You are more than welcome to do so. But this is the catch. Keep in mind that when it comes down to test, and it's time to take your test, this is where a 10% penalty deduction will happen. All my sections, again, it doesn't matter if you take it 121, 143, or 171. All my sections is you have to complete section 2.1 in order for section 2.2 to open as a homework assignment. So if you decide to spend 7 days on 2.1, that's fine, no late penalty. But again, you're then behind in 2.2, 2.3, because 2.3 is not going to open until you complete 2.2. There is no skipping around in the section. Everything is in order. You must make an 80% or better in order to unlock the next section. And that goes all the way up to 2.5. Once you complete 2.5, the chapter evaluation will then open up. Those are just mini quizzes to make sure that you are prepared to try to help with test anxiety. Those of you that have test anxiety or get nervous when it comes to tests, this is where you do the evaluation multiple times, not just one time. I understand that it only takes a 60 or better to unlock the test. But in my best advice, if you listen to anything in this video, you want to do the evaluation multiple times because it populates different questions. No, the evaluation is not exactly like the test. So don't think if you just do the evaluation that you'll be good to go for knowing everything on the test. No, that doesn't work that way. All the sections that we go over, bookwork problems, problems in 2.1, problems in 2.2, some of my slide examples, all those questions are fair game for the test. So just working on the evaluation and passing that is not the unlock key saying I'm ready to test. So if you get in at 95 or a 90 on the evaluation, you don't put in your mind out that you're going to make exactly a 95 and 90 because the same questions are going to be up there. That's not the case. So please make sure you are studying properly and understanding that everything you went over in chapter 2 from this date to this date will be fair game for chapter 2 test on test 1. So that's what I wanted to make sure you understand and go over on this part. So once you complete this section, these are requiring 80% or better. The evaluation requires a 60% or better. You can do it multiple times. It only takes the highest score. So even if you make a 90 on your test, if you want to practice again, and you get maybe a 75 on the second try, the 75 will not count. It's only going to be the 90 that you took the first time that actually is incorporated in your overall score. The 75 never will be calculated. But if you make on your first try maybe a 60, and then the second try you try an 80, and the third try you got like a 96. The 96 is the only one. The third one would only be one that would actually count towards your overall score. And then, like I said before, the 60 is the only one that's required in chapter 2. So once you do that, the test will unlock. You go right to unlock the test. Those you guys taking 171, you have your instructions as far as using ProgniTrack. Everybody else, you have your separate instructions as far as what you need to do for tests. So this is basically just understanding the assignment due date and how things unlock and lock, and make sure you understand the penalty that comes forward. Now, anything that is going to be submitted in Moodle, the penalty will be a little bit greater, as far as it'll probably be around 20%, depends on the assignment, as far as the late penalty if you decide to turn that in late, past the due date. So make sure you're keeping up with all your due dates. Make sure you turn everything in on time, so you can avoid the late penalty. So again, section 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, there is no late penalty. You can work on it after it's past due. That's fine. But just understand that everything gets tacked on and you get more work as you're trying to get closer to time to test, because that test is where the late penalty is actually going to play its part. The part I haven't read, any student that does not reply to emails or messages from me will be flagged and documented, meaning that if I'm seeing that you're not working on any of your assignments, you're leaving things blank, or there's a lot of past due assignments, this is where you're going to get a red flag, and I'm going to talk to the department chair as far as your progress in the course, and we're going to have a discussion whether to remove you from the course. Now, if you communicate with me, let me know what's going on, I can help you. But if I send you something, you don't respond back, you have to kind of put yourself in my shoes, what I'm actually thinking, that you're probably just no longer interested in the course if you're not going to reply to any of my emails about stuff being overdue. And the last thing is, if you do go 14 days or 2 consecutive weeks without completing an assignment, you are automatically dropped. So there is no if, ands, or but about that. You will be removed from the course. That is a Nash penalty. That's not my personal policy. That's a Nash Community College policy for that. All right. So the last statement here, anything shown as far as shown work on a test or book work or labs, anything like that, needs to be submitted in Moodle. And I will actually go over a lot of that stuff when time comes to turn something in. But this is just a video and kind of explaining the process as far as assignment due dates and how it's supposed to be done for your particular course.